to this gold base right now. What are they
What the
planning?
hell
Dark
am I
is...
seeing here?
Oh my god.
Okay, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I can't even believe that this is the way that we're starting out Super Drone. This feels scripted.
Wow, and Rogue's actually bringing 2 drones right from the get-go, and I mean, that's a pretty good advantage right here if he sees he's going down. Oh, does he know that Dark is going for this? He might have done some research and kind of metagaming Dark here. I mean, 2 spines.
That's it? Oh my god.
Oh, they're not going to be able to mine. He can't contest these spines. There's no way.
I don't think he can. He's going to try to make his own spines, but they're going to be very late.
Rogue's making zerglings out of that hatch as well, I think.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is so sick.
How did he? He just. Oh, you know, maybe this is part of his. Yeah, well, I'm saying maybe this is part of his plan. Like, okay, if he takes it, but he sent the 2 drones, so I think he knew, like you said.
It's either, and he started building the spines even before he scouted the hatchery, so he must have known that this is the build that Dark is going to go for, and Dark, he's going to have to pull his drones. I think those spines are going to have to be canceled as well.
Oh my god,
this
so a
is
huge advantage.
Insane build order sniping we're seeing out of Rogue.
How did he?
That's phenomenal.
Maybe this has just become the well, the thing is there's only a few top zergs here. Maybe this is just like what the meta is.
But you would think that if this was the meta, that Dark would try to get some eyes on if there is counterplay there at the gold, right? Unless this is the first time that Rogue is kind of going for this counter. And
yeah. I don't know, man. I'm blown away by this game right now. But Dark is going to go ahead and make some banelings towards his opponent's base here.
Zergling speed a little bit faster there for Rogue. Not sure he's going to be able to get too much damage done with that. But having that forward hatch, I mean, he's built a lot of lings there, and that hatchery's already down for Dark. Those spines dishing huge damage, and we're going to have a little bit of Baneling versus Baneling action.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be poking up the ramp here. Queen going to be targeting. Oh, nice
that was a good connection. And the Queen snipes another Baneling as well. More Banelings coming in now for Rogue. He wants to get on top of these Banelings as they hatch, but no, actually going for the drones, and if he can make connections... Oh, the split. Oh, that's a lot of drones going down. In the meantime, though, Dark.
Oh my god, a ton of drones falling on both sides right now. This is the strangest Zerg versus Zerg I've seen in years. The proxy gold spine rush into just Ling Banes running by each other, getting 9 drones and 10 drones respectively here. But Rogue mining from the gold base with double spine, that seems like an insurmountable advantage, right? As long as he doesn't lose his main base, he's just so far ahead.
Yeah, even though the worker counts, I mean, I guess Rogue just had another round of drones finish and actually even getting more damage on that spine crawler. All of this damage right now is huge for Rogue, but as you said, the economy, I mean, you could see it in the supply tab, you could see it in the income, capping up at over 1,000 gold, or 1,000 minerals. I've been playing too much Age of Empires lately, man. Oh, what a Baneling hit!
Oh, man. Okay, Dark is like, this is such a disaster for him. That's so funny, because I thought for sure he'd be ahead, right? Because they'd like scout it at the same time. He's going to transfer drones. But
those 2 spines.
Wild. Look at this.
Insane build order out of Rogue. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I wonder how that occurs, that he has that much confidence that that's what's going on.
I suppose that even if the hatch isn't going down, you might want to have the drones mining from the gold from the get-go. I'm not sure.
That you would definitely want the drones mining. It's just he started the spines immediately, right? Like
that's right.
Maybe he saw the edge of the creep, like he thought this was a real possibility.
It's possible. I mean, Dark is trying to hold on right now, but this is an uphill battle. Even though the drone counts are mostly even, the income from the gold patches is absolutely absurd for Rogue. And the one benefit, the one thing that Dark does have going for him is he is kind of tough to kill.
That's for sure. That guy's got snake blood more than any other Zerg, I would say. Like, he is so good at playing from behind. Like, that's actually one of his superpowers, I've always said, right? Like, he's the guy that has like 9 queens transfusing 1 ultra after he dropped to 40 drones for most of the game, right? And he somehow will pull that one out.
If anyone can do it, it's going to be Dark, but I'm not really seeing the path to victory here. I mean, once that hatchery gets up there for Rogue and the natural expansion, the economy's just going to be booming.
Well,
and
it feels like Rogue is going to be able to just turn on the Roach switch really soon, and that's going to be that.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, gold bases are extremely good for producing roaches. You know, you get such an advantage out of them.
I wonder how much of this gold advantage has been lost by setting these overlords. I think this is the third one going down for Rogue.
Now, right at this moment, both players are producing a lot of roaches. And this makes me very, very nervous for Dark, even though he's lived this long, which is very impressive. The amount of roaches that Rogue should be able to field very shortly here is, I think it's going to be pretty overwhelming.
Especially with another gold base if that gets up. And
yeah.
Dark's trying to morph for some Ravagers. I actually really like this idea. He can deny the mining with the Biles, and the crawlers can't contest it. So this base, I mean, this is a forfeit position now.
Yeah, and he actually has that second gold going up, like you mentioned, so I don't think it really bothers him all that much, right? Like, he already sucked a lot of the minerals out of there, and it's like, okay, yeah, you made these Ravagers, maybe you can kill that off, but he's still massing really quickly right now, and with his own gold base going up, Dark's still going to have a hard time keeping up economically.
I think Rogue might be able to hit a critical timing here. Not quite yet, though. I mean, that army for Dark is pretty powerful with Ravagers and Queens for Transfuse, but let's see. Engagement coming down. Really nice arc as Rogue pushes forward onto the Zerg army of Dark. But these Transfuse popping off and not a lot going down. And, I mean, Dark just kind of playing a miracle game right now. I can't believe how he's turning this around.
Yeah, it's actually really impressive. So Dark just continuing to defend a little bit. We have another base coming up here for Rogue, sucking out the gold minerals as quickly as he can. And no additional tech as of yet, just Roach Ravager, which isn't too surprising, really. I think both players have to stay on that right now because there's just a kill is going to line up if you don't.
I think any transition before max is just going to be too costly, and if your opponent identifies it, the counterattack can be devastating.
Yeah, yeah. Like, eventually I'd like to see, you know, maybe the Infestation Pit and a Hydralisk Den come down, try to work towards those lurkers, but definitely not quite yet.
Another engagement coming down, both players trying to dodge Biles. It looks like Rogue was trying to use these to set up flank to the Zerglings, but these engages, I'm not too sure about them. Those were a lot of exposed Ravagers, and Dark just pushing forward and crushing this army, and he might be able to ride this kind of advantage into a sick timing. I mean, that was a pretty overwhelming fight. Behind it, he only lost 3 drones in the main base from that Zergling run by. He's just on top of his defense.
Yeah, the Zerglings really are not doing anything for Rogue. I appreciate that he's trying to run them around and get something done, but it might be time to cut that out at this point.
This is the kind of tactic that I imagine works very well in practice games, again, because these are the 2 best Zerg players in the world, and if your practice partners aren't going to live up to this, you know?
Yeah.
You're sending those Zerglings in, they're probably getting way more kills in ladder, in scrims.
For sure.
And you're right, it's not really paying off in this game. I think really you just got to stick with Roach Ravager, and I feel like if I were in Rogue's shoes, I would be trying to set up for a maxed army fight with some kind of positional advantage, because it feels like almost every engagement he's taken, Dark has just had the defender's advantage has been too big.
Yeah. What I would like to see from Rogue, because I think he's a superior Lurker Viper player, is to just go towards Max and go towards Lurker Viper. You know, he's already sucked a lot of gold minerals out of the right side, so that's going to make it a little bit harder on Dark as well. Yeah, I think that's probably a good play, but both sides we see going for burrow and burrow movement. Have an Overlord speed upgrade here for Rogue as well. Probably going to be thinking about dropping some roaches off. I love that he keeps re-droning here, by the way.
Right,
so
that hatch
funny.
has never gone down, so you might as well pull as many minerals out of it as you want. I think the math is something like a worker pays for itself in like about 50 seconds or a minute, but on a gold patch, that's way faster. So these drones, I mean, not only is he getting income, but he's also denying for the resources from Dark. It's really smart.
And on a map that divides like this, that sucking out of the minerals can make a difference eventually. I mean, it's Zerg versus Zerg, so you don't think it's going to go to mined out, but You never know. With these two, anything is possible.
I like this burrow movement play right here. Overseers are going to spot it, but concept is really nice. I think this is a little bit more of an effective tactic here in the mid game than those Zergling run-bys ever were. But oh no, he's getting caught way out of position here as Rogue.
Hey, actually, Dark does back up there. Another burrow goes down. We have a Spire on the way in the main base, and it looks like these Roaches will be able to scout it, which kind of takes that idea away. But, you know, that's definitely something we see in Zerg vs. Zerg when you're on big Roach Ravager armies. If you can sneak in some mutas and target down the Ravagers, I mean, they kill them really quickly.
Ravager's armor is really not too high, but here we go, another really big engagement. Dark is feeling confident right now, moving past the vials and again overpowering Rogue. I mean, the supplies right now, Rogue remaxes, but he lost so much army there, so many critical units, so many Ravagers going down, and vials are often a turning point. Oh, that was a sick shot though.
Yeah, very nice.
Dark's Ravagers.
Well, he does actually target down a lot of Rogue's Ravagers as well, so the Ravager count is still pretty even on both sides. Dark gonna go ahead and file the ground as he backs up, as those reinforcements come out for Rogue.
These players really just going blow for blow right now. I mean, it seems like one fight, one player gets some kind of advantage, and then the other one just brings it back right away. Really shows how close these players are in skill, even after such a wonky opening to equalize at this degree. You would think that someone would just have been broken at this point.
Transition is occurring right now. Some mutas sent across the map. There was only 2 queens at the time these mutas showed up for Dark. That was literally all of his anti-air. So we see now a Spore going down, more queens being made, Hydralisk Den as well. So these definitely will force the game into another direction. It seems like it's a direction that's not bad for Rogue though, right? Like he's got all of these bases, he's got all of these hatches going on. Dark is still kind of stuck here on, I mean, just 3 bases right now.
Some Hydralisks are going to come out for Dark, and that'll help him clean up these mutas a little bit, but I guess my question is, I mean, I'm a little inexperienced with the ZVZ compositions, but how are these mutas going to scale? Is this really just for the Roach Ravager pickoff right there? As we see, oh, Rogue actually, he's going for this base?
Well, he picked off some queens there as well, right? Like, it's just, he's just kind of controlling the flow of the game. You see a few Hydras coming out, but of course that many mutas are going to kill like 2-3 Hydras. As more pop out though, he is going to have to back up a little bit. The Hydras actually add very good DPS, but they don't have their upgrades, so you can see they're not even firing here in this battle.
No range attack yet.
Yeah.
It does seem like Dark is going to be able to push this army back, but the Remax right now for Rogue, I mean, those 5 hatches, they're paying dividends. But this army for Rogue is so huge.
Well, the Lurkers are going to be popping out pretty quickly here. Of course, we don't have upgrades for them right now. No quick burrow. No extra range. So not nearly as strong as you often see Lurkers as.
It's still a tough position to break, even without those upgrades on the Lurkers. But again, the game for Rogue right now really can just be containing Dark. If you're Dark, how are you securing your 4th base? That is the main issue that he has to solve right now, and I think we'll eventually see him try to move across with his Lurkers to establish some kind of defensive position, but
I wonder if, like, do you have to defend or attack to win here in Stark? Because it seems like both are impossible, but which one is more impossible to win?
I feel like you have to defend.
Yeah.
You have to get back to a maxed army so that you can at least have the chance of taking one favorable engagement. Because if you push right now, the arc that Rogue would be able to set up in the middle of the map would be huge with his Roaches and Ravagers. They're so quick, the creep spread even over here by what would be Dark's eventual 4th base. And this counter harass is nice for Dark, but Rogue can just remake those drones or add more to his army. It's really up to him. His bank right now is quite bountiful.
Quite bountiful indeed. It's looking like Rogue should be able to finish this off. I like the counter harassment that we're seeing from Dark. Actually, Dark has really scraped together quite a game.
16 more mutas coming out from Rogue, and I'm not seeing how Dark will be able to deal with that. All of his Hydras pretty much are down into
27
lurkers.
mutas.
The mineral income is about 600 per minute. That's not a lot of Hydralisks a minute.
It is not. That is for sure. And 27 mutas does beat 7 2/2 Hydras.
Are we going up to 27? He's got 16 on
27.
the field now.
Yeah. There we go. 27. Let's go. Okay, these
That's-
mutas are going to end the game. You can't do anything against that.
Every Raptor's
He doesn't
going
even have
down.
a queen. He has like 2 spores.
He doesn't have a queen. Ugh. I mean, this is what happens when you get bled out like this.
Yeah.
Rogue really just playing the containment game to perfection here in match number 1. I mean, 24 minutes, it doesn't feel like it because it's been so fast-paced and Dark is still on 3 bases, but really, really good play.
GG.
Man, what a build. What an opening build out from Rogue.
Yeah, that was